Hey everybody, we're finally here, part 3, lower cowl patch. Making the final piece of the 3-piece patch in this video. You'll see how that's made and how it all comes together, gets welded together, how it fits, what went wrong, how I could have done better. All of that included in this video, so be sure to stick around. Please hit the subscribe, don't forget to like, and let's get into it. That's when we'll cut it all. So yeah, this has to be trimmed up a little. But that's that. Skipping this part where the wiper mount, covering this rusted area up to just before this edge, up to before the edge of the top. I don't think I need to replace the top of this, believe it or not. And then coming straight down. Here. Okay. Oh yeah. You just have enough of it. Woohoo! Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Do a bit of a course correction here. Okay, that's the one. Got that out quick. Okay, so I didn't record me shearing this, but you know, see it once, see it 1,000 times. It's all the same. Ow! Jagged edges. Careful of those. Now I've marked off where all these creases are, so I'll just transfer them now. And then this last one is just this may actually get cut off, but mark it down anyway. Okay, pretty straightforward. We'll use the use a railway track anvil for this, I guess. Excuse me. More. Okay, it's not bad. Now this one tips the other way just slightly. First fit. Junk nail it a little bit. Okay, yeah. Pretty good. Just does have to tip over a little bit more. So I think this bend pretty much nailed it. This one has to come up a little bit more. This guy, then I think we'll have to actually go down. But as a first try, I kind of like it. I'll line these up. I think we can cleco these in now. Get this back into place-ish. Yeah. I think that's about it. I think that's the spot. Missed. Better. Want to get at least two in here so that way it doesn't move around. One will hold it down, but I just want to make sure every time I take it out and put it back, this is the exact spot that it goes back in. So at least two. I would normally put one over here as well, but we have this piece, which is also, oh no, I guess I can. Yeah. Well, I'll leave that like that for now anyway. This one, to get it where I had it, it looks like I'm gonna have to trim this up a bit, which is okay. That's what we're doing for. Let's say I got this one. Yeah. This one too needs a little bit of trim. This isn't sitting flat anymore because all of the, like, from when I chiseled it out. So I'm gonna cut this off right now. Okay, compressor's a little loud. looking good. I'm liking it so far. I'm liking this too. This does need some strategic trimming. Let's compare it with this. Oh yeah, okay. Our paper template is telling the same tale, so no problem. Okay, let's get this locked into place. You can already see. Let's do one more up here. Well, I trimmed this down off camera by accident, but all I did was I had this piece clecoed in, this piece clecoed in, and just made a trace mark around. I left some of the mark on, actually. This this is a mark on where I'm going to reflange this. But yeah, as you can see, I cut on the outside of the line on purpose just to give myself a little wiggle room. Now, cleat go back in place again. You can see this is where it fits perfect, but it was off a little bit as I was trimming and trimming and trimming, and I clearly went too much, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do about that yet, to be honest. I can probably manipulate this just enough to make it a match, and I may need to weld a little piece in here, which I'm perfectly fine with. So let's cleco this back into place. Yeah, it's not that much. Not that much at all. It's like, you know, this is my, I don't know if that's a good enough gauge. There, it's about it's the width of the file. Maybe a little bit more over here. Around this area, just the width of the file. And it actually does meet in the back That's tight. Where that mark is, I might have to give it a little trim there to bring it down, but you can see it's not. It's a little, still a little bit of manipulation to go. So now this piece. Oh. Yeah, this piece fits in better. Maybe trim this just a little bit, and then I may have to trim this up a little bit. A little fine tuning, but this piece is fitting a lot nicer. Yeah, okay, no problem. This is fitting great. This down here needs a little bit of twisting and bending, but this piece is looking good. That's what we're doing next. Well, I did a little bit of hammering and cutting and tweaking off camera. It was back and forth quite a few times, and I figured we didn't want to suffer through that. So this is what we end up with. It's still as close, I think, as we're gonna get. And we're making this from scratch, so is it gonna be 100% as exactly the same as the factory? No. Is the function gonna be the same? Yes. And I guarantee you couldn't see the rust with the cowl on top to begin with, so you're never gonna ever see it again. I mean, that's one way of looking at it anyway. It might not be the right way. I'm just saying you don't have to stress and obsess over an exact duplicate, which if you spend more time is possible. However, if you want your project to get finished in one day, you gotta draw the line. You gotta pick your battles, I guess, is a better way of putting it. So does it matter that it's exactly an exact duplicate? No, I don't think it does. Key points to think about, I guess, and is the drainage. Water is going to get in here, and where is it going to go? I guess that's kind of more important than anything. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Moving on. I got this to fit better. I had to, I put some marks here on, I put 3 marks. This had to flatten out up to this middle mark, and then starting at this mark to the middle mark, and then this one from the middle mark up just had to tip out a little bit. And it's looking pretty good. This I haven't fit this yet, so you're seeing this in real time, and it's looking pretty good. Okay. Yep. Needs a little bit of love too. That's basically, I think, where, yeah, my marks are, you can barely see it, but then my marks are right here. That's lining up there. That's pretty good. A couple tappies. A little bit of trimming. Actually, maybe I'll straighten this up just a touch. Okay. All right, let's commit to a spot. Okay, I caught myself. I started without recording. Clecoed in place. Started tacking it up. I am almost finished tacking it up. This I have to fix. I'm going to basically cut this off and just make a new piece. Tack that up. Weld it up. And then we just got to cut out the actual shape and tack the whole thing in for good. Now that it's tacked in place, we're ready to weld it all the way. Well, the moment of truth. Up until now, I haven't tried to refit the upper cowl back on, which may have been a mistake. So let's pull these clecos off now that it's tacked up, and we'll see how we did. Oops. I also okay. All right. It's backwards. I haven't hammered this back into shape either, so hopefully we can still get a good representation of this could be hammered back into shape. Okay, move this. Yeah. I think this is good. I think this is a pass. quickly doing this back on, hopefully for the last time. This is mostly, I still got some grinding to do, but I realized I have to square this off because it's a little too rusty on this corner. Plus this is actually missing anyway, so I'm just going straight across with this piece here. Just want to, all right, a little bit of fine tuning, but I need to get it in position so this will be in the correct spot. Still got some grinding to do, some quick approximate cuts, but we're in good shape. We're almost done. Show some. Not looking. All right, there was a layer of self-etching primer. I'll do the other side as well. This is what we've ended up with. The etching primer is to protect it from flash rusting. I guess I should have put some weld-through primer around the edges first, but you know, it is what it is. All right, there was a layer of self-etching primer. I'll do the other side as well. This is what we've ended up with. The etching primer is to protect it from flash rusting. I guess I should have put some weld-through primer around the edges first, but you know, it is what it is. I will do the other side as well. That's what the bottom looks like. You can see the heat affected zone from the MIG. It's fairly consistent, which is good. With MIG, it's not necessarily the welding part that screws you up. It's the grinding. The grinding heats it up and potentially can warp it. Anyway, there we go. I'll spray the other side off camera and then we'll cut it in to weld. So that's it. That's how it made out. Fit great. I'm happy with the results. Time to move on to more patchwork, more repairs. All coming soon. Next video. Please hit that subscribe. Don't forget to like. And I'll see you on the next one.